Come on in the room. Come on in the room. We want to talk to you, and we want you to talk back. In order to do that, you gotta come in the room. Come on in the room. This Miss V and the crew. We waiting on you. Come on and talk to us.
Come on in the room. I thought, Wanda, you finna start making your music. I know you done added some verses, put some keys to it. I'm like, this woman that went and took that song and put some keys, some verses. I mean, next you're gonna be what? Putting another.
You put in the room.
You're gonna put some rap to it. You're gonna add some rap to it. I promise you, we in this age and time now where if you want it, you gotta go get it. So Wanda, go ahead for it. Do it. And it ain't nothing wrong with having I'm just so glad to just have a platform to come to. And I'm thanking and I'm just appreciative to that. And I'm just so glad for the ones that come. I got a few faithful ones that comes every, there ain't a whole lot of them. Because, a lot of people, they say I talk too much. But I do got a few faithful ones that don't care. They don't care much. They don't care. And I got some of those and I'm grateful for them. And they tune in every night for us. And I'm appreciative. And I thank you to that. Yes. I have some cousins that they love some me. So I'm grateful to that. Secondly, I wanted to mention, firstly, actually, I was listening to a funeral today, and I was actually I didn't know her. It was Miss Jean, and she was 100 and
I believe 106
6 years old, and I never heard of her until today. But when I was listening to some of the things that they said, at least one of the things, and it caught my heart, and she says that every day you ought to wake up with purpose. And I said, that is such an awesome statement. And I don't know her. I never knew her, but her impact in just one word she said, leave an impression on me. So we ought to live every day that you can live an impression and leave an impression on somebody and leave a good impression that when they think of you, they'll think of something positive you said. And I didn't know her, but I was grateful to just had a chance to hear something of a woman that old. And even at her age, her memory is going to be left with some very impactful statements. And when you want to do that, let your legacy speak for you, even when you're gone, that it speaks and it carry weight, because every day you ought to have a purpose to love, already purpose to show compassion on somebody. Mm-hmm. And you ought to do it intentionally. I intentionally love you. I intentionally want to bless you. I intentionally wants to bring some joy to your life. I intentionally want that when my impression of you and you think of me, it'd be better and it'd be greater. So live a purpose every day. Have some purpose in your life. And secondly, before we get into the deep conversation, because anybody that talk as much as me, you bound to say something wrong. You mess up. I'm guilty. I'm guilty of messing up, screwing up. And I'm grateful that in spite of me, people's love me. I got on here and I've just dogged Michael Strahan, talking about what he did and how he did it and how could he do it. And I got home and I was talking to my daughter. I said, he did that. She said, Mama, that ain't no truth. That was a story. I said, I done got on podcasts and said all that stuff that was wrong.
Talk about old Mike and I co-signed it.
Yeah, you. but you said that don't sound like it. So if he hear it, he'll at least give you credit. You said that don't sound like Michael Strahan. I said, yeah, but he got all this on platform, and that's how he talked to people, especially a senior citizen and a legend.
Yeah.
I apologize. It didn't happen. I'm telling you, you got to be careful with these Facebooks and them YouTubes and stuff. They'll have people dead and they ain't dead. They'll have you talking about peoples and the peoples ain't dead. Nothing. You have to check everything you almost get now. You can't believe. That's why that old saying say, believe half of what you see and none of what you hear. Because this stuff now you don't know. And I believed it.
You can't even believe what you see no more with that AI.
Yes.
That stuff don't be. You can't
I'm,
believe what you see.
I'm trying to tell you, this stuff is so crazy now. You just automatically you questioning everything. You know they'll be having your husband on the TV and it ain't even not him. You know, you be like,
you don't know what's real anymore.
You don't know what's real.
I promise you, I almost thought Tupac was alive. And it's been 40 years ago. He's down there riding on bikes and stuff the way they had him.
I'm telling you, this stuff is it is so phony and and it's just so messed up now that nothing is real. And that's a lot of my conversation tonight. But but I know tonight, if I just put my foot in my mouth so much, I'm finna just try to just shut up tonight.
Stuff happens. Stuff happens.
No, that hurted me. I mean, in 20 when she was telling me, Mom, that ain't real. You better check stuff before. I said, I thought I was checking. And I looked at three or four people. I thought I had checked it. I didn't know that it wasn't true. And and I talk a lot, so I said, people maybe didn't believe it when I said it. So hopefully they didn't believe me when I said it. But
wow.
But I'm
Michael, we sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry.
Aisha said she loved you, cousin.
I got my cousin. I told you. I got some folks that's a ride or die with me. They don't care.
She love you.
Even when
you messed up.
Even when I mess up, they gonna stay. Even when I mess up, they gonna still love me. I promise you. I'm telling you, baby, you better have some of them people in your circle. Because you ain't gonna always be right. You ain't gonna always do right. And you definitely ain't gonna always talk right. Yeah. So if you got some peoples and you say, yeah, that's just her. Don't worry about it. You need some of them. You need this young man said one time, and I agree with him. You're gonna need a funky five. You're gonna need a five that don't care what you say. I love you, and you talking about me, but I still love you. You make me mad, but I still love you. You need some of those people in your circle because you ain't gonna always get it right.
Yeah.
But when come on, you
do have to have a funky
five. You need a circle,
and you got to be the fifth one in the funky too.
You got you got to. Yeah, because you hear so much, and with this AI, ain't no telling what they're lying to see. So you got to have that funky five that, and even when they see it, they go like, was that you? They'll come to you, but some of them just gonna hate you and don't even see. Ain't gonna question it, ain't gonna ask. But you got that funky five, they gonna be in that circle to say, get your act together. Come back to real life. Mm-hmm. Girl, you know you shouldn't have said that. Girl, you should not have talked like that. Yeah. Nah, come on here. Let's go out and get us something to drink. You know, you need somebody like that.
You do.
And I'm glad I got some of them. And a lot of them, they younger than me. That's I like that, baby. They keep me young. You know, young people, you hang around some young people, they keep you young. You hang around with some old people, they make
everything start aching. This ache, that ache.
Y'all know I'm just talking.
Slide some oil to me.
I'm just talking. I'm just talking because I promise you some of the best people in my life that I'm connected to right now
seniors.
Is some seniors.
Yes.
And to know that I'm walking on their shoulders and standing on their shoulders because of them. I could not see as far as I see. And I'm talking about them, but they are my heart. Yeah. But I like to be around these young folks. The young folks, the young folks got it going on. That because they know how to walk it, they know how to talk it, they know the words to say. And I'm learning some of these words, baby. I'm getting hip.
I need you as they funky five. Yeah. You got to be a part of the funky five.
Come on, girl. They got to keep me somewhere in their circle. And I love that. I love it. Thank you.
Oh, wow. I just wanted to talk a little bit. Was reading this article where a young lady, she was in the ministry and she called herself helping out with the prison ministry. And she began to be a pen pal with one of the men that's in there, and they wrote each other for a long time, and then it moved to having phone conversations, and now she at the place of marriage. She want to marry this person that's in jail, and the person that's in jail has life in prison. Whoa. So I want to ask you, do you think a woman, I don't care if you're in the ministry or not, should marry a man, or a man should marry a woman who has life in prison. What kind of life is that outside for you? And you're going to be dedicated to this person that's never getting out. And I believe the only time that you can have intimacy with that person is on a conjugal visit. And they get conjugal visits for like 4 days. You think
So they got to go all 4 days?
they gonna be in there in the prison wall for 4 days?
They going to be pretty tired.
4 days.
Oh, 4 days.
They gonna be locked in doing their conjugal
But at least
thing.
when they come out, they ain't going to need nobody for a minute.
Well, I was concerned about it as I read it because last year 2 women married somebody in prison and they both were killed. One was strangled by a man that was in there for life, and it was on the news too. She was strangled doing intimacy with her husband. Now, he's charged with the crime, but he was never getting out anyway. So what difference does it make to charge him?
She went to one of the conjugal visits and
Yes,
he killed her?
he killed her in there. And then the other one,
She probably told him, I'm not coming back no more. Or I'm done. I'm through.
but does
Yeah.
and he killed her on the wedding day.
They were finna get married.
They got married. That's the only way you can get a conjugal visit, if you get married to him.
Oh yeah, you can't. You just can't. They don't just give anybody conjugal visit.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you got to get married. You want to get married to somebody that's doing life, and he kills you while you in there. And then the other young lady, I believe they said she consumed something, but he's like he didn't know what happened, but he was also charged with her murder. So they're already in jail, already on life. You marry them, and this lady was talking about how her family is against her marrying this person in jail because they don't feel like it's a life for her. But she says they've been writing for over years, and then they start talking, and she really wants to be with him. So I wanted to know what's your take on that? You marry somebody
I got so many takes on that, and I promise you, they probably wouldn't be nice takes. I guess you could say. I guess you could say nice takes, but I'm first of all, you asking for trouble, and that ain't a life of purpose. I mean, how can you live a life of purpose and you with somebody that their purpose is actually is to just to stay in jail? No, you first of all, I'm too old, but anyway, I'm not finna marry. If you even tell me you finna go to jail, bye. I'm not. You think if you finna go to jail? I'm gonna have to go to jail and I'm gonna have to do some time. Well, baby, you need to say bye right now because I'm not finna date you now. We done. I'm not finna date nobody and be connected to nobody and be responsible with nobody, hold commitment with nobody, say true to nobody. No, I'm not finna do that.
But what?
And you can say, well, depending on what it do. Whatever you did, it took you to jail. So what if it took you to jail, you finna be taken out this relationship. I'm not finna do it. I'm not going to do it. And if that is evil and rude and wrong, be wrong because I'm not finna do that. No. If you want to stay with me, you better stay out of jail.
But what if they innocent and you know they innocent, but they ended up in there anyway?
Yeah, but I don't know I know you innocent.
I don't know.
If I know you innocent, I'm sorry. I don't know if you're gonna be getting out. If you innocent and they just let you out, that's different. But if you innocent and they got to go through proving you innocent, they may never prove it. And you're gonna be in there. And I'm not finna do that. No, I'm not finna do it.
And you already in love with this person?
God, people is turning love on and off every day. Love is just like a faucet. I'm turning it today and I'm turning it off tomorrow. Because you are not finna. No. It's some things you ought to draw the line with. And if you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. And if it comes to jails and clink and jump, go no. And then they got to search you and pat you down to go in to visit. No, not finna do that.
Yeah, I know.
You go to jail, I'm not going with you.
Yeah.
And that means if you go to jail, my life is going to jail with you, and the commitments is going with you, the finances is going with you, security is going with you. So everything is going with you. And I'm gonna be connected to that. I'm gonna be holding on to that. And I have a life, and my life is fruitful.
But what if he
and
say?
multiplying
What if he say you can see
and
somebody?
gentle and compassionate, and I'm gonna miss all of that? No, ma'am.
But he can tell you. You said no.
That's not my purpose.
He can tell you that you can sleep around and you can be with somebody else, but
I don't need you to tell me that. I ain't no child. And you don't tell me what to do. No, I don't need nobody. Yeah, like you telling me what I can and cannot do. Who are you? Who are you supposed to be? I ain't no child. You don't tell me what I can and cannot do. I'm grown. My daddy gone on. Yeah, now you want me to be locked up because you no way. And so I don't know. It's so much wrong in that in every kind of way. First of all, you know this man has got life, and now you're gonna be committed to him, coming to visit him, and
put money on the
doing
books
putting
and turning down good potentials.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you see how many areas of craziness that is? And when people, and just like the family did not agree, they knew that it was something in mentally not right. And they knew they was trying to get.
But this is a woman of faith. What you mean mentally not right?
There's a whole lot of faith. There's a whole lot of faith out here. We ain't right. And I can speak even for myself. Sometimes you have to even check yourself, because sometimes you start saying stuff, and especially, and I don't know, I can't speak for all people, but especially when you get older, and when you get older and you get vulnerable, because you think you're missing out on so much. And then loneliness will kick in, and you'll think that if something is wrong with you, because everybody else around you got somebody. Everybody around you got husband, got boyfriends, they in relationships, they doing well. And if you're not careful, your vulnerability is like, I'll just get somebody, even if he ain't the right somebody.
What they used to say, having a piece of man is better than having no man at all. You agree with that?
And those people is people's in faith that's saying that.
I need more than a piece.
Oh no. You have to realize those people, they have to really, do you know there is something in there that says you need to kill something in you daily. Every day when you get up in the morning, you need to look in the mirror, pat yourself on the back, and encourage yourself. No, what you got is enough. The tools you've been had to work with has been enough. Far as you came, and you didn't get here overnight, is enough. So don't you dare go out of this door thinking that you need somebody else to make you complete. You better walk out of that door with your head up saying, baby, if I need it, God got it. And if he ain't got it, I don't want it.
I know that's right.
Because it's too much that you got to content with. And too much of this stuff will take you into like one of these pastors say, it'll give you an inch that you can't scratch. And honey, and now you working trying to get that scratch. No. No. Let it inch. It'll go away after a while. just let it inch. Some scratches ain't for, and some inches ain't for you to scratch.
It ain't for you.
No. Just let it inch.
It can itch, but I ain't scratching.
I ain't scratching.
Well, I was as I was reading about it, I seen that 26% of the federal prison and 16% of the state prison, they get married like that. People still do it to this day. But in certain prisons, they don't allow you to be conjugal. They don't allow you to get together, especially on death row, because you already dead. So they figure you don't need none anyway, right? So they don't let you do that. And
now if you married and your husband go in there, I mean, some things.
No, they get married. Wow,
no, I ain't gonna never say that's right.
Okay,
that we can just eliminate that one in the door. You marrying somebody and you already no, but you know what?
Yeah, they offer it,
but
you gotta pay.
But at some point in this stuff, you got to say, if you go to prison, and men's, honestly, they in there. I'm sure they do.
Women go too,
Well, you want something. you in there, you want something, and I don't know what would be an answer for it, but some things is we have to think about it before we come to that.
We do. It's even as like when the young man was out in prison and the guard helped him get out. Okay, so she was sleeping with him while he in there, and she a guard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Something about those prison men. I don't know.
Oh, you know. You ain't no need. These people is showering with no curtains up. And they watching and they seeing and they They know.
Do you think men in prison should have women guards?
No, I was just reading that the other day, and I did YouTube, Facebook.
Better tell, you better tell the truth. Yeah.
I'm telling you stuff. I see a lot of stuff. And like I say, it may not all be totally true, but I believe it. You know, you have guards and stuff, they are lose they license, and they will wind up going to jail themselves because they get in a relationship with these prisoners. And these guard women get in relationship with these men. So it's happening. This stuff is it's but how could you do it? How do you be on a platform and have that type of job, security, finances, homes, families, and risk it? Is it worth it? Some relationship, you ask yourself, count up the cost, weigh it up. It's been weighed and counted and wanted. And some of this stuff is not worth it. What you have to go through, put up with, give up for. You need to no, don't let the body and the flesh rule your common sense.
Yeah.
No.
It said the flesh is weak. And
Yeah.
it's really weak when it goes like that. Even with some of these leaders, like teachers and pastors and all of those different leaders
Yeah.
that fall short in certain areas, like teachers sleeping with the student, or the big mega pastor that just went to jail. Well, did he go to jail for
Where
sleeping
you
with?
heard it at? I'm just telling you, that done just really blew me. I'm telling you, with this stuff, you better everything now. You better check it. But I know for a fact that that is true because they talked about it very, very hard about these pastors, and they named him his name and stuff. And one of the women even came to his church and talked about it right in front of it. So you do this to these young peoples and stuff. I don't know. How do you allow yourself? And I believe it can easily happen.
Yeah.
These spirits and these demons are real.
They are.
And if you're not careful, the stronger you think you is, that's the weakest you is. Because some of us is so you know, I'm up here so much, I got it. I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna fall victim to that. You'll never see me doing that. You don't even know in the twinkling of an eye. You can fall, and next thing you know, because somebody said one day, do you think a person can just make a mistake and go to bed with somebody? You know, I made a mistake and just went to bed with somebody. I believe you can. I believe in a moment of weaknesses and somebody done whistle in your ear and probably blew a little something around your ear and rub you on the shoulder and stuff, and you ain't had that in a long time. Before you know it, you like, what you want me to do? And then you have to check yourself and wait a minute. You have to come to yourself and remember who you are, whose you are. Because it all of us is a victim. And you can fall. That's why I say these men, especially men, you got these young ladies around here, they built like brick houses. They is shaped up. They looking older.
Why are you talking about me? This is so.
No, I wouldn't.
Oh, you want to talk about me?
I wasn't talking about you. I might have been talking about myself back in the day. Back in the day. Oh yeah, I was a brick house. I was better than a brick.
Yeah,
come on.
Yeah.
But yeah, now we say now I'm a 2-liter. But I remember when I was, they said some people can only brag about what they used to be. Yeah, I can brag. I used to be. But this 2-liter baby now tastes just as good.
That's right.
It's just as good. Don't worry about it. Don't worry.
Do you think you can? I hear people who've been in this situation. I know someone who fell in love with somebody in a prison, and that people say you can't help who you love. You can't help that. What do you think about that statement? Do you?
That's a powerful statement.
I feel like sometimes you can't help who you love. You can put them guards up. You can have standards and boundaries. I was going to say, yeah, you can't help it, but sometimes it depends on what type of boundaries you already have or what you have set for yourself. You have to have some type of standards for yourself. So if you don't have any standards, then no, you can't help who you love. But if you got some standards for what you want in your heart and stuff like that, you can help who you love. Walk away. you can walk away from
Actually,
that.
I'm in total agreement with Luanda. I mean, I think that you can help it, but and maybe it takes something. Maybe it take a fight. Maybe it takes some strength. Maybe it takes more than normal. But I think when you realize your boundaries and you realize this is a line that you don't cross, because if that be the case, people would be loving they cousins and anything. I was just listening to somebody the other day said they fell in love with the ex-boyfriend's daddy. Now, there.
That's just nasty for real.
Yeah, but you can't help who you love.
You can help that. That's nasty. You
I
can.
agree with y'all. You can help it. Yeah,
Yeah,
but you have a choice. I'm
you
not
got
even
you
going
got
there. Right.
choices, and that's one of the best things that we have
Free
to always.
will.
You got free will. You got choices, and it's like some of this stuff you just want to do it. Don't make no excuses. Said you know what? I ain't making no excuse. I just want to do it.
Yep.
But we have choices, and you have to make them. And then when you make choices, make sure they're not selfish choices. Most of the times now we making stuff because if it look good, it feels good, it is good. No, you have to make a choice. What effect do this have on my children's, on my family, on my sisters, my brothers, my mama, my daddy? There are choices we make every day. It affects more than you.
Right. It's not.
And people, well, I'm gonna tell you this, and then one day we're gonna go back to your statement. I just made a question one time, and I said, if your mama did not like who you was finna marry, you ain't married her, you just want to date her, and the mama didn't like her, and she don't like your mama, would you still marry her? And the young men said, Mama done lived her life, I got to live mine. The older men said, no, I don't think I can marry her. I honor that. Because not saying that they will never get married, because what the older peoples know is this is something we're gonna have to work on. This is some stuff we got to work out, because I don't want to be the one standing in between the two peoples that I love. And don't you realize it's going to be some issues there? If your mama don't like your wife and your wife don't like your mama, it's going to be some issues, because now who you going to be pulled to? They say you can't love two, so you're going to be drawn to her, drawn to him. It's going to be some bridges, and it's going to be broken. In order to do that, you got to fix that issue before it become one, because you want to be able to cross over to the mom, cross over. You gonna want that, and you don't want to be caught in the middle of chaos. So you needs to know that whatever you doing, it should not be it shouldn't be personal. It ought not be. People say, well, ain't nobody gonna love who you love. But then if everybody don't love who you love, you probably need to take a moment and say, wait a minute. It might be something about you. I'm not looking. I'm not. It might be something about you I don't see. Let me look a little harder, because you don't want, unless you just got one of them selfish families that know that if you get somebody, they can't get from you, or you get them now that you can't give us if you get him. It might be one of those, and you would know that. But you ought to know that whenever you love him, you love somebody, there's more people involved than just you. And we ought to think as a whole when it comes to, because it ought to remain a family. Family ought to never ever be broken apart, or and the link should never change, should never be broken. Whatever we need to do, we need to fix that, repair that. Don't go and let it just keep lingering, because the longer it lingers, the harder it is to come back. So when you see that a chain is about to break, fix it right then. If I need to cuss you out, if I need to talk about you, if I need to get up in your face, if we need to, whatever we need to do, let us do it. Let's lock this door. Let us get in here and let us fix this. But don't let it go, because families is something God created, and I think He did it for a reason. And He put us together. I didn't pick my mama nor my daddy, but they're my heroes. I don't think there was nobody ever before them or after them would ever be better. He knows what He's doing. And when you trust Him and believe in Him, He give you what you need. And He said He'll give you the desire. And some of them maybe He'll give you the desires of your heart, but He'll definitely give you your needs. Wanda, I didn't mean to go that far.
That's all right. You are listening to Miss V in the crew. We would love to hear from you at 708-223-8953. We're talking about, should you marry someone that's already incarcerated for life? Should families be divided? That was a good statement you just said right there. And Should we?
But Wanda's supposed to be reading the thing that you have in it.
I didn't.
You-
I didn't see anybody on there. Yeah, I did. I'm looking on there. I didn't see it.
I already know it's hard. You need young eyes to do that.
What you trying to say now? My eyes is good. I bought them. It cost too much money not to see.
I was just joking. I was just joking. Hey, I think Wonder. For anybody that know, Wonder is our engineer in our Miss V podcast. She's the one that makes sure we have all our tablets and all our phones, and she makes sure we on point. She makes sure that you know who you're listening to, because I promise you, some of that stuff I be talking so much I be forgetting, and I'll be like, somebody has to have enough sense to keep us on point. And Wonder, you coming along real good.
I'm getting better at my job.
Yeah, you getting better. I mean, you was a little slow at first, but you getting better.
Okay, I appreciate that. I appreciate the up push. Okay. Okay, what if you've been married to somebody for a period of time, and they real close to their family? Like you say, families should stick together. And this, you say you the woman, and you got a male cousin, and y'all tight like this, and y'all hang out. Y'all sometimes spend the night at each other's house and just do it real good. And then later on, you find out that they ain't blood cousins. They just hanging out, and they just spend the night. How would you feel if so your husband got a cousin, and a girl cousin, and he real tight? They go everywhere. They've been going everywhere since you met them. And he said, "Babe, I'm at one of the house. I'll be home to mine." And you comfortable with that because that's his closest cousin. And then vice versa. When you out of town, she come keep him company, all that kind of stuff. And then later on, you find out they ain't really cousins. They just grew up together. They don't have no blood alike. How would you feel about that? Would you change? Would your feelings change about how they hung out and spent the night and all that stuff? And she all over and telling secrets, calling all kind of days of the night. How would you feel after that?
That's a hard one. That's hard. And this is my husband.
Your husband, but y'all been together all this time, but he never told you that they wasn't real cousins.
Well, there's something wrong with that husband and wife, because if you got a cousin, and I know your auntie, I know your uncle, I know your mom and daddy, how did this cousin fit in? And that at some point that's coming in. You're not gonna just come up here and tell me your cousin. You gonna say something. This is my first cousin on my daddy's side, or my first cousin on my mama's side. Somewhere you gonna give me something. You know what I'm saying? This ain't gonna be no cut and dry from day one. Cause I've seen this. I've seen this where people bring people into relationships and stuff. And like I just heard the other day where there is a girl used to be the girlfriend, but she's still real close to the family. So she just hangs out because she close to the family. I've been friends with y'all for a long time. So now I'm hanging out, and it ain't because of him anymore. I'm hanging out because I'm still cool with y'all.
But that's cool.
That goes to the same thing. There's some limits to this. I don't care how close you is with anybody. It's got to be some limits and some cutoffs. You just cannot keep popping up and just being no. Oh, come on, because ain't nobody gonna come tell me I wouldn't even think that. And I think if a husband treats you like that, he has to be slow or you slow. Somebody is slow. Because when you tell me you got a cousin, baby, it better be some background behind it. Who your mama?
But so when they walking in, everybody say, "Hey, cuz, what's up, cuz?"
Yeah, but people say cuz all day. They say, "Hey, sis." They say that all the time. They ain't got to be. You got to have some proof back behind everything you say. And if you is my husband and you've been there for a while, I know the lineage. I know family. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm not one of them side chicks on the side that don't come to your family gatherings, that don't show up at your family picnics. When you go to family meetings, I go to family meetings with you. And if this family is not knowing this family on that level, how you in?
Yeah.
You the cousin?
But you know the family, and
you
all
first
of a sudden,
cousin, second cousin. How far down the line are you? Because after the third and the fourth cover, you ain't much in the line anyway. So I mean, come on. They dating way down there.
But everybody know the person, but the mom-in-law come to you and say, you need to stop letting your husband go hang out with that girl all the time. And you say, well, that's his cousin, why not? And then you find out that's not really his cousin like that. And the mom-in-law done came and told you. How would you feel though? Feel like knocking them out, don't
you? Knocking them out.
I just saw your facial expression.
Knock them out. Good. That's killing words. That's you done see me all these many years. No, that's one of them things where the man they would say, go to your job and say, yeah, I'm finna kill you. Bam! You know, that one of them. No, you wouldn't go that far. But I really think that's it. I mean, there are some things to me, I draw lines. It ain't no need of we discussing it. Ain't no need of we talking about it. Ain't no need of us saying, I'm sorry. Can we work it out? No, it's some things to me. I don't know. And I may be saying it just because I ain't got nobody. But, you know, I believe in my heart. It's just some things I draw the line. And something like that. No, dude, we done. And if you got any clothes, don't even try to get them. Don't.
You can't even get your stuff.
Don't even get your stuff out the house.
Don't come back.
You don't come back. We through. We got kids together. We'll drop them off. We ain't finna do that no more. I have lines. I just think you still cross, and that's that. Because you know some people say, would you have a liar or a thief? Which one would you prefer?
Neither.
I know, but if you had to deal with one.
I don't want you lying to me or stealing nothing. You can't steal my heart. Can't lie. That's a hard one, honey. Because I don't know.
Well, this one goes into that rack. This is both. He done stole your joy, stole your freedom, stole your love, stole your everything. But more importantly, he's a big liar. Now everything you say, I don't trust. Now everything you talk to me, I don't know if I can believe you. So now that's worse than the thief because I can watch you. When you get up and go to the bathroom, I'm watching you. And you better not go in no bedroom or in no back room. No. I'm watching you. But I can watch you. But a liar,
you don't know when it's coming.
You don't what's coming out of your mouth? Like, do you see the words coming out of my mouth? You don't even see it. No. That liar is the worst one.
It is.
And for you to lie like that, I mean, now I thought that the worst liar was a liar that lied about he didn't have no children, and he has 5. Now, that's the worst thing to contend with is for somebody to lie about their children. Even if the woman say, and I'm good for it. Ain't no need you trying to. I don't like mama baby drama. I don't even live, and I don't even want you to have no children when you date me. Well, they can have children, but they have to be grown.
I was gonna say now.
Right. Obviously, with me, they gonna be grown. I mean, I can't see now. I don't see no man talking to me now, and he got some babies. I don't see it.
Oh no, yeah, grandbabies.
Yeah, I can't see it because now that means I got to get in a number. That means your priority should be your children's. And so that means now I got to be what? Number 2, 4, number 3,
number 6,
number 4, number 5. So every birthday, every Christmas, every holiday, I know what your priorities is. And I wouldn't want to be I'm not in that line. I don't want that. Especially now. Now, if you're young, and I guess you probably got babies, he probably got babies, and you're working it out as your priority, and he has priority. So you're trying to find a happy medium.
Right.
But when a woman get at a certain age, you have to have boundaries. You have to have lines, and you have to stick with it. I'm not finna be second to none. You're not finna, and you say, well, Lord, the Lord is first in my life. He should be. And I honor that unless you every day. This is it. Every day, every night. Well, for the Lord is called. Wait a minute.
The Lord ain't tell you to get up out this bed this time.
Yeah. So I mean, there ought to be some lines, but no, there's some lines that you ought to not. You ought to have boundaries.
You do.
And you ought to have some lines.
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer in
I
that.
do. I do believe that there's some cutoffs. And it's just one last thing that I wanted to talk about. Um Getting married and proposing. Those is like the best things of your life when somebody come to you and say, "Will you be my bride?" or "Will you be my wife?" What happens is when a woman gets on her one knee and fixes big balloon arch, all kind of stuff up, and say, "Will you be my husband?" Would you do that?
You get down on her knees.
Get down on one knee, and then man said, "I'll think about it," or "I'm not ready for marriage." I saw it on Facebook too. The
I done
lady,
told you. There you go again. There you go. There you go. I'm telling you. They done got me. They gonna get you too.
but they actually had the scenery. The people was all there. They flashing their
All
camera,
these things, they had that stuff.
and that girl, no, she was on her knee.
Okay.
He left her on her knee. Would you propose to a man though? You say when he come and he probably have all the money ready to take care of all the bills, do everything, all those 106 things that you got for him to do. He probably ready to do, but he waiting on you to ask him.
Well, you know what is one thing, and I think we was talking about it a little bit earlier. I'm kind of, I know, trust me, they don't even do this no more. But I'm kind of a traditional woman. You know, I'm kind of like, I want you to do all that. I don't know. I'm a prissy type of woman. The kind that, the love that kind of like stuff. I don't do it, but I like for it to be done.
So you
I,
won't pursue a man
no.
at all? I
Uh-uh.
thought you were
And
just
I'm
joking. You
No,
serious?
I'm serious about that. I'm really serious about that. I'm serious about the fact that I'm not finna ask them to marry me. I'm not asking one. No, I'm not finna do none of that stuff. And people say, yeah, I know. Mark said it all the time. That's why you gonna stay single. I understand, and it's okay for him to say that. But I think that there are some traditions that we had coming up. I still hold true to them. I hold true to some of the traditions that a woman ought to be pursued, and a woman ought to be the you know. I just looked at it the other day, and I'm gonna say this, and we can go back to that question. I was just in the car the other day, and I realized I didn't have no oil in my car, and they said the car is leaking oil, so I have to keep putting oil in the car. Hey, it's a 99. So I have to keep putting oil in there, keep running out. I had to keep going, put it in there. So I went to the auto place and I said, give me some oil. And he said, you want me to give you a funnel? I said, yes. And I said, well, could you put it in for me? He said, no, ma'am, we don't do that. I said, y'all don't put oil in the car? He said, no, ma'am. So I got in the car and I was looking at it and I said, I could raise the hood up and put the oil. No, go find a man to do that. You don't do that.
You ain't
No,
got a man. How you just gonna go
I
in
got to go find one, but yeah, it's
So
just,
you pursuing them after all?
yeah, I'm going to pursue a mechanic. I'm going to sue. This is your job. This is what you getting paid to do. I'm going to pursue him. So, yes, it ought to be. There are some things, I'm up there and I'm doing it. You got you in the house. There is no man. I'm in there putting up doors and hinges and fixing locks and stuff. There's no man in there to do it. But if there were a man in there, baby, we need to fix this. Baby, you need to fix that. Baby, you need to get that ladder and get up there. You know what? And a lot of times we give them a scapegoat and we do it. And I just really believe this is what I've gotten wrong. We have stepped, and I'm guilty. We have stepped in these roles so fast because we had somebody, instead of you telling them, instead of you demanding that they do it, you get tired of talking to people. You get to the point, forget it. When I get through getting mad, talking to you, I just rather do it and just get it done and I don't have to worry about it. No, you should get there and say, what did I say? We need this fixed and you need to fix it. And I bet not come back here tomorrow and it's not done. We need to get back to that. Letting them do it.
That ain't your child.
Yeah, but the woman, she set the standards. A man loves you. And do you know, and ain't said for you to love him, but you love him. But he loves you. And the man that loves you, he will do what it takes to make you happy. And now I'm not talking about no one woman out here that just won't, you just do it, do it because I no, I'm the woman.
I just noticed something about you. You got your wedding ring on,
God, this ain't nothing but
but it's on the wedding finger. This is why men is not approaching you the way they
you think
should.
so?
Yeah, because you
He,
appear to be married.
they think I'm married.
Yeah, put it on the other finger
All
so
they
you
get,
can say you free.
well, if you really want me, all you gotta do is ask me.
No, who want to approach a married woman? Men do it, but they really don't want to
Well,
do it.
they ain't really want you. If you really want me, come up here and ask me. I'll
You
tell
he
you.
ain't gotta ask you. You got your finger covered.
That is my garnet. That's my birthstone.
It's nothing wrong with having your birthstone, but you got it covered in the finger that the man supposed to be
So I'm
moving.
on this.
So move it to this hand, and so to let them know this hand is free,
It's
so
free.
they can put something on there.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah.
That hand say I ain't
Do
free.
you supposed to have a ring on your wedding finger if you're not married?
Wow.
This Miss V and the crew, let me know.
This is garnet. That is my birthstone.
It doesn't matter. They don't know birthstone. They just know it's a finger, a ring on the wedding finger. How he gonna put something on there if there's something already there? That's a free finger.
Yeah, well, maybe it ain't meant. That's okay. It's okay. I don't care. They don't care.
Oh Lord.
But it's okay. But I do, and I'm here like that. I'm traditional. I want the man to pursue me, and I want, and
He
these
not
women,
take that off and put on the other finger.
then I'm gonna stay single. But one of the things that I'm telling, and I be hoping that the young women's, because I'm thinking about this all the time. It's a lot of stuff that women's are doing, and I think, why would the man do it if you doing it? Ain't no need of you asking no man. I'm just serious. Women ought to just start back to being a lady, being that sensitive person. Our hands is getting hard as the men's because we working like dogs. So you need to get back to when you got soft hands and they can rub them and he wants to overshadow you, want to bless you, but you in his way. So you need to step back out of the way if you can. I know it. I was there. I ain't had no choice. I had to step up. But I wish it wasn't like that.
Yeah.
I wish it wasn't like what women's had to propose to men. And women didn't have to be a mechanic, wouldn't have to be a carpenter, wouldn't have to do that. I just don't think that's what we was meant to be. We was meant for sensitivity. We was meant for hands that were soft, and we was meant for caressing. All the things on us are very sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? This, I don't want to just, go down the whole body, but everything on us is meant for sensitivity. It wasn't meant for struggle and working hard. And no, men is built for that. And when you love a man, when he's built like that, when he's strong like that, biceps like that, triceps like that, you love that because that's what he's built for. And a woman was not built for that. We built for the sensitive things. And that's why when he comes to us, he ought to find a sensitive place that he can come when he's come from hard and he's been beat up. He's been there. He could come to a vulnerable spot where he can find rest, find assurance. Baby, it's going to be okay.
Is that right, y'all? I don't know.
Yes, it ought to be. But I changed you. It changed. It ain't like that no more. But I'm kind of in the tradition sense. But it ain't like that no more. It ain't like that no more. Women got 2 and 3 jobs, and you can't tell me nothing. And how can you argue them?
And I think that comes
because
from,
now you're saying women's is the head of the house, and we done paid the cost to be the boss. And I mean, what can you say?
well, I think it comes from a place where men need to support. If you don't have if you're not financially up there, then you need the support of 2 incomes in the house. So that gives them a pairing part in that sense. And then a lot of times single moms, when you're being single, you be more independent. So right now you're independent and you get a man that come in and want to do all this stuff. But then it's going to take some while because you're used to doing it for yourself. So when you're used to doing it for yourself, it's hard to let go of that sense of power that you have for your own self. I know when I first got married, my husband first got married, I was independent. He was independent. So all the stuff he used to do, he was used to doing his own laundry, own cooking, all that stuff. He's still used to doing it now. However, and I'm used to just taking care of my own stuff. I ain't used to asking for anything. So we have to come to a place of compromise where you trust those individuals with that stuff. But yeah, but it's hard to let go of everything that you used to. And I know you said it probably should, but it's hard. But I still don't think I don't care how independent, how single I am. I'm not proposing.
No.
I won't do that. No. I'm not doing that.
Me neither.
You want me, you gonna ask for me.
I agree.
And you're gonna make me feel like saying yes.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
I agree. It's just some roles it shouldn't change. But see, we now have established our own. This is what is right. This is what it's no more on the way it's supposed to be. It's no more standards. It's no more the way it was in the beginning. And I don't know. It's just the way it is now. There's nothing like it used to be. And people say, well, it wasn't all that good back in the day. No, it wasn't. But those people had standards and they operated them. And when they operated in the standards, kids was more better. Schools was much better. Hospitals wasn't filled. Now we got so much medicine and we sick as a dog.
Yeah.
There used to be, there wasn't jails on every corner. Now they building more.
Stacking them on top of each other like sardines, like prison boats.
And so back in the day, whatever the old people was doing, they got some stuff right.
Yes.
They got some stuff right.
I
and
agree.
You have, and that's what I'm saying. So some of that traditions and I ain't saying that we all not build from it and grow from it, but we all not get to the point that we change the things that have made us, that groomed us, that got us to where we at. And that's what done happened. I mean, we've gone to this stuff now. I said, I don't know how I can make it if you, like you said, if a man came into my life now and wanted to do all those things for me, I can handle it. I have no problem. You want to take the garbage out? Thank you. You want to go clean that snow off the car? Thank you.
Well, but I'm saying like manage the money.
Certain. You ain't no manage the money. You supposed to make the money and I manage it. That's the way it's supposed to. You're supposed to go out, get the money, bring the money back to me, and then I manage it.
Okay.
Yeah, we do the sensitive things, the tender things. You do the hard stuff. I do the sensitive things. I mean, that's the way it is. I'm supposed to make sure the house is ran. You make sure you bring in the stuff for me to run
the house.
Yeah. All you do, I'm making your job easy. Do you know how hard it is to try to keep up? What bill need to pay, when it need to pay, how often it need to be paid, how much. You're doing the hard stuff. All you doing, go make it. Bring it here. I'll take it from now.
And he get allowance?
Allowance? I'm feeding you. You got a roof over your
I love her because she gonna tell it like it is.
I don't know. They was like kids give allowance. Why? Who came up with that? Giving kids allowance. Your allowance is you got a roof over your head, you got food to eat. I'm sending you food to school with you. You coming home, you ain't got to do nothing. You ain't paying no bills. I'm buying all your clothes. I'm keeping the house. I'm doing all this stuff. So why would I give you an allowance? You ought to be trying to give me an allowance. I've never seen such crazy stuff. But this is what we got. I never heard of allowance. They never gave me no allowance. I never gave mine no allowance. I don't know where they came in, giving kids allowance. Allowance to do what?
To clean up their room and stuff.
That's what you're supposed to do. These are things they're supposed to do, to make them be disciplined, to make them be responsible, to make them accountable. That's what they're supposed to do. So now you pay them to do what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, we didn't get it. We didn't get money like that. We was hoping for Christmas, an income tax check, a birthday, or something like that. That's the only way we gonna get something really good.
And it should be. You get a birthday, you get them a little party, get them a little cake and some ice cream. Now they got balloons, they got all kind of designs. Wow. They got, for 1 year old. A 1-year-old had a party over on my street. It was so much stuff on the street you couldn't even get past on the street. And the baby probably didn't even have a clue.
He's not gonna remember it as he get older. It's
1
a
year
big
old.
flash in their face.
1 year old.
Yeah.
I mean, we the one have created these monsters. And now we want to take it back when they get up 12, 13, and they got a gun and a knife. No, you created a monster. You created them from day one when you start to letting them have all of this revenues, all this action, all this access. No, you don't do that. When kids are kids, let them be a kid. No, you don't. No, you
Yeah.
don't get that, baby. No, it don't work that way.
I don't see kids skating up
Locking
down
they
the
locking up
street.
in their room. I wish you would lock a door in my house.
But they ain't coming over there. They not come over there.
Well, this is
No, I'm
what they
just
do.
kidding.
Yeah.
I'm like you though.
Yeah, it's
My
just,
grandkids be mad at me every week.
no,
So
mine. Well, all of my grandkids are grown, but you think about that. We start stuff, and see, the old people used to say something, and it was very true. You start out with what you can hold out. See, if you don't plan on holding out with this, don't start it. If you don't want to cook every day for your husband, don't start that.
I didn't.
If you don't want to be wiping foots and running bath water, don't start it. If you started, I'm telling you, that's like the woman that bring me the citrus every day. She bring it every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Now you think I ain't looking for it on Thursday? You better bring the citrus. I'm looking for it on Thursday, Friday. You started. So if you don't want to continue something, don't start. Because whatever you start, now people start getting used to it. Now you're supposed to do it. Oh, why ain't you doing it? That's what you do. You been doing it. Now, what done happened? You ain't doing it. What done happened? Because you ain't doing it. Is something wrong? Is you got somebody else? Is you doing it for? Don't start it. They never expect it. What you start out, you hold out.
Yeah.
Now you've been doing it, so you keep on doing what you're doing. So now, whoever come in my life, I ain't starting nothing. I won't. You ain't gonna start it. It won't be nothing. I ain't gonna start.
Oh,
But
Lord.
it's a good thing. I mean, this has been a good night.
It has been.
I'm so grateful to my co-host Wanda. Baby, I'm gonna tell you, anybody need a wonder in their life.
They need one.
They need a wonder in their life. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Baby, it ain't nothing like it. They can keep you, lift you, pray for you, encourage you, motivate you. You need one in your life. And I'm telling you all of that. I can't even give you enough accolades because I'm telling you that and some. You talking about an encourager. You talking about a person that can pray you through some stuff, see you through some stuff, compassionate at every angle. Don't mind going the extra mile. If you need finance, if I ain't got it, I'll rob a bank for you. This woman is that type of woman, and you need her in your life. And I'm glad that God has placed a co-host like her in my life. I don't know how I can do it without you. And we got an engineer that sits in named Wonder. I got two. When you got two, my God, what you can do when you get two. I mean, it's all right when you can it's all right when you can get one. But when you get two, come on, babies, I can give you double for your trouble. So all I got is two, so I'm around it by nothing but blessings and favor. Thank you for having me. Thank you for appreciating me. Thank you for loving on me. Nothing but blessings and favor. Love you guys.
Oh, we love you too. And everything you say to me, go back to you.
Come on. Talk to me.
Yeah. Couldn't
Love
do
you.
it without you.
You guys have a wonderful night. Be blessed. We'll see you next time.
We love y'all.